Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Judith Beville. As you all know, I'm town clerk of the town of Greenburgh, and as such, I'm a resident of the town of Greenburgh. And I'm just going to ask you all to go with me, if you will, to my community, to turn briefly and look at where the clock is on the screen. If you see where the time is on the screen, and if you can just envision a indication there of a house, that's how close my house is to this proposed
Judith, I'm not sure what you mean by the clock.
If you look at the time, where the time is, okay?
Oh,
All
okay.
right. That's how close my house is. It's actually maybe, I don't know, it's across the street and 20 feet away, 50 feet, whatever. Now,
just for reference, this is the house, this is your property, and this is the subject line.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Sure.
Now, as Wayne pointed out, right behind us, right next door to Aunt Nora's house on North Road, is the house that you approved a few weeks ago for Richmond community, whatever. It's a woodlands, it's a wetlands, it's a nature preserve, and that's going to be disturbed. Where this developer is proposing to build this house has also been a quote-unquote protected environmental area, a wetlands, a nature preserve for as long as my family has been there, and they bought their house back in 51 or 53, I'm not sure. Aunt Nora, you've had your house since what year? Since the 1940s, and Yvonne Ramey, whose property is right next to what's being proposed. What year was it that your parents bought that house? In the 40s, okay. And early 40s. What's being proposed here is a direct exploitation of this community. Now, I asked you to go with me to my community because what I want you to ask yourselves is, would you want a house of this size being built near you if you lived in homes that were built during the 40s and the 50s, little small colonial style 4-bedroom houses that come nowhere near 2,400 square feet in size? It's exploitation of this community. Historically, a African American community for over almost 100 years, relatively small, cozy family homes. And what's happening a lot in our neighborhood now is that people are moving into houses. They're bringing in 2 and 3 and 4 families. You know, the evidence of which are 4 and 5 and 6 cars out in front of these houses. The building department says they can't do anything about it because if they go in, if the insides are not subdivided by locked doors, then they cannot say that they're in violation. But to build a house that size would allow for greater congestion, potentially 4 or 5 families living in it, which is not legal in the town of Greenburgh. But if you build a house that size in this community, it will attract people who will bring potentially now 4 to 5 families into a house that size. What we're talking about here is supporting the interests of a developer who wants to benefit from the foreclosure financial opportunities on this property to build a house that is out of character with the rest of the homes in the community. Go with me to my community. Imagine yourselves in a house that's right across the street from this. Would you want this to be in your community, on your street? If you were in a community similar to this, small, cozy, family-style homes. It's exploitation. It's taking advantage of a community where there are aging residents, where there are some people who, due to the economy, cannot afford to pay their taxes or whatever. I don't really know what the circumstances are. I don't know why the property is in foreclosure, but it's taking advantage of the situation. It's exploitation of a community that has been a family, cozy family community for decades. Go with me, please go with me there, in your own thinking, in your own hearts. Thank you.